is a story from maybe 7 or 8 years ago about a couple I was working with. And they came to me having had a great deal of previous therapy. They continued to stay together, but they continued to have a lot of friction, a lot of dissatisfaction, good friendship, but not much intimacy, and feeling that they just tended to stay in their rut that was just comfortable enough, and that it wasn't a growing relationship or as loving and close as they both felt it could be and would like it to be. And they were both very therapy-wise, very sophisticated people, and they had a lot of ideas about what was wrong, how it got that way, what was needed, what the other one needed to do, some ideas about what they needed to do differently but couldn't. And there was just too much verbiage, too many formulations, too much intellectualization. It was almost as if there was so much going on between them that we couldn't get down to what might really be important. And I suggested working hypnotically as a way to help them get more in touch with an intuitive level of what might be going on, and that made sense to both of them. And in one session in which they were both simultaneously in trance, I asked each of them in turn to speak to the other from the part of them that was the other. So I asked the wife to speak to the husband from the part of her that was him and knew what he would say. And we did some of that, and that helped them both feel more understood by the other. To hear the other speaking as you and be accurate is very powerful, particularly when you're in trance. And then I asked each of them to speak again as the other about what they wanted. And the wife, who had felt just underappreciated, overworked, underloved, really, as her husband cut through all this verbiage, and she just said, as him, "I just wish she understood how much I love her." And that was a huge turning point for both of them. He was able to hear her say that and know that some part of her really got it. And she, of course, after that, because it had come out of her own mouth, realized and was able to be in touch with the part of her that already knew that he really loved her. So it was a cut to the chase kind of situation. And after years of therapy, the progress was suddenly really accelerated, and they were able to just talk about what was right between them, why they loved each other, how much of the past they could forgive each other for and leave and move on from and build something new.